It's the Ketchup week, and we start in Heinz Field, where the grass isn't always greener on the other side of a Kenny Pickett fence, as Bird Up lays an egg that wasn't over easy, losing to the league's worst team.
King Henry climbed up to Tyreek Hill to fetch a tutty. Henry fell down and broke his crown. Round and pound town fed on Zappy Meal and Munchette to break the 3-game losing streak.
Money Manziel is furious as their tank dough breaks down, and they lose to Team Blossy as they play their favorite CD, Love Hurts, as they dance into the playoffs.
Pound cake was baking with all the perfect ingredients this week as Devo sliced up the Eagles' defense with 3 touchdowns. Tortoise Lips was feeling Jake Moody and was pissed off as the Wolfpack wasn't howling this week, and he ends up in the toilet bowl.
Welcome, everybody, to the Not Fancy League. I am Rob.
And I'm Tyler.
And we are back. You thought we were gone, but we're back. We're back on your screen. We're back talking about our league. We had a brief hiatus, but we're back talking about the playoffs because we had a very, very exciting end of the season. So I think we're just going to jump right into it. Tyler, do you have anything to say, I guess, about the things that we missed over the last 5 weeks?
Team Tobin went to Zero Dark 30 mode. It paid off. A little foreshadowing, but yeah, let's get right into it.
Yeah. So I guess this is the standings going into the Ketchup week. And for those of you that don't remember the Ketchup week, it is where the teams that have a percentage chance to make the playoffs get to pick their matchup this week in a draft order. So whoever has the lowest percentage gets to pick first, and so on. And Tyler had the lowest draft percentage, he had the lowest percentage to make the playoffs. There you go. So I guess talk me through your pick, Tyler, and what you did, because your game was the only one that mattered in the Ketchup week, I think, as opposed to people just trying to pile up wins.
I get the commissioner note midway through the workday. Kind of forgot about the whole process anyways. I wasn't really confident even making the playoffs, obviously, lowest percentage. But then, I looked at it. I noticed that there's a shot, and, I was like, there's only one game that really makes it fun, a win and get in.
Mm-hmm.
Call it the Pac-12 championship. You get in. The guy that supports Washington now got Washington.
So what? So you picked Just Two Justins. He was 7-5. You're 6-6. Basically, you split the head-to-head up until this point. So whoever wins this game goes in. Tiebreakers head-to-head. So I guess with that, I won't show everybody what happened in the game. Let's just start with our playoff reveal. This is our CFP style playoff reveal. This is who's in.
This is, by the way, we're just like ESPN for college football player. We have no idea. We'll find out live like you guys. Even though we already have a graphic and everything.
There was not decided beforehand. There's no discussions beforehand. There's no
graphic already.
All right. So number one, I don't think there's any surprise here at 10-3, Team Blossy.
Yeah, dominant. I think the most points in the league, if not specifically. Yeah, they have the most points in the league. I'm pretty good.
Most points in the league. Absolutely fantastic. Won his division, so that's why he's number one. So no surprise there. Great season. Just real quick, AJ Brown, CD Lamb, those guys are pretty good.
Pretty good at football.
It makes sense. That makes sense. Why he's the best team. Number two, the Munchettes. They are number two. They won their division. That was the tiebreaker between this team and the third team. So that's just going to be a thriller.
The two conference championships, two blocks. Yeah, nothing surprising here.
Number three, Bird Up. Congrats, Bird Up. Made the playoffs for the first time. He was one of the fringe outs last year. He cracks the playoff for the first time this year. So congrats to Bird Up.
Deserving.
And he had a lot of injuries, and he still made it, 9-4.
Yep, made it count.
All right, and then CFB style here, we're going to start with number 6, and then go to number 4, and then number 5. So number 6, this team is not going to be in the consolation bracket. It is Ground and Pound Town. Congrats, Ground and Pound Town. You are officially locked in at number 6. That's what you are.
The Ryan Day metaphor continues. The guy that's born on third base continues to think he hits a home run. Oh, you hate to see it. The guy that won the league last year, now not even in the playoffs, not even good enough to be in the consolation bracket to get a good pick.
Yeah.
He is in mediocrity hell.
Mediocrity. Yeah, there's a word that I can't come up with. It's in my brain, but it's fine. All right. And then drum roll, please. This is the moment you've all been waiting for. Tyler did not say it earlier because I cut it out. That was why there was a weird cut earlier. Number 4, Team Toman. Congratulations to Team Toman. Win and get in. Thriller of a game. Go ahead and take it away, Tyler. The floor is yours.
It's good. It's fun. The playing two Jeffersons, who is a big Washington guy, likes Washington football. Well, it's not fun when you go against Washington, now, is it? We're in. We're dominant. We're showing a lot of momentum. We're getting hot at the right time, which matters.
Yeah. The
committee really knocked. Yeah, the committee knocked two Jeffersons. They had a few injuries that mattered. They got losing streak in the second half. The Team Tillman week 2 when I beat him by less than a point. Who'd have thought coming now?
Yeah, that would have mattered so much because he was the best team back then. You were weren't even really sure what direction you were going. You were still considering tanking, I think, at that point. But you got into what I believe is the hardest playoffs to get into in all of fantasy football, the not fantasy league Final Four. And if you're in, you have a chance. I will say, disclaimer for everybody. This is a little bit behind the scenes. I messed up the week the playoffs start. It was a mistake. I'm aware of the mistake. It's going to be different next year, but there's still buys next week. And you got the worst of it, Tyler. You got the absolute worst of it because you're the only player on a buy that matters in the entire playoffs.
Yeah, you got the Commanders and you got the Cardinals. Nobody's relevant except one of the best dynasty tight ends, Trace McBride. This guy's got him. No, it's fine. Whole mentality all year. It's us against the world. It's Michigan versus us. We're just going to next man up it. Jake Ferguson, take us to the promised land.
There you go. See, the thing is, he might catch 2 tutties next week, and it's a blessing in disguise.
19 this week, 20 next week.
So there you go. Those are our 6 in the playoffs. That's our update on that. It will be different next year. I guarantee it. It'll start week 15 next year. That's the way it's supposed to be. I don't know. I messed it up somehow. All right. So this is the other thing we're going to do is the toilet bowl reveal. The bottom 4 teams. These teams all have a shot to get the number 1 overall pick if they can out-tank the rest of them. So number 1, the Alamo. No surprise here. Been the worst team all year. Got a sneaky win this week because it didn't really matter against Bird Up, which I don't think it cost him the division because Aiden won, but he was going for the home field, which matters a ton.
Yeah.
Number 2, Team Pound Cake. Kind of a surprise here. Last year's champion, Team Pound Cake, is in contention for the number 1 overall pick. If he loses next week, he is in contention for the top 2 pick, which would be going from the top 2 to the bottom 2. And if he ends up 1 all the way to 1, that would be crazy. Like that's first to worst, which doesn't happen often.
Really shows the parity of this league.
It's all parity. Like you guys tune in every week, just like how we tune in every week, and just show you guys what's going on in our league.
Super Bowl hangover's real.
Number 3, Tortoise Lips. He was kind of a mediocre team going into it. He finished off bottom 3. He's 6 and 7? It's not that bad. Or no, he lost. He lost. It's I'm just gonna cut that out. All right.
We're recording on Monday, a little behind the scenes, so we're still figuring out the schedule.
Yeah. And then at number 4 is me, Money Menzel. I don't own my first pick. So this has been an all-time show for Tyler here. He got into the playoffs, and then I ended up in the bottom after I was trying to get ahead of Zach all year, so I didn't have to be in this.
The Bears were good. I'd be the Bears, but the Bears are not.
Maybe they turn it around. You don't know. I think they're in the hunt.
We're in the hunt.
They're in the hunt, correct?
We're in the hunt. He gave us a chance. He messed up.
Yeah, but I will make sure I don't lose. If that makes sense. Because I'm just going to convince Tortoise Lips that he should lose.
Wow,
you should be trying.
Wow, on camera, huh? Colluding on camera.
That's not collusion at all.
It's exactly the definition of colluding.
I'm going to send a text out to everybody being like, hey, just so you guys know, for the consolation bracket, you have to lose twice to get the number 1 pick. So if you're in there and you want the number 1 pick, you got to lose twice. And you got to have at least 5 points. At least protect 5 points.
Or you lose picks. So if you do that enough, you want to get the first pick. So maybe
there's already a lot of picks lost. I'm gonna have to send out at the end of the year. But I think some teams lost 4 picks.
Did I?
I think you lost a pick. No, somehow you didn't. I think somehow you didn't lose a pick because you saw it Sunday night.
I was at a concert right before the Sunday. Yeah.
So there you go. There is our Ketchup week 13 recap playoff preview. Unbelievably excited for our playoffs this year. There's the fact that we had an extra week of playoffs, the fact that we had a playoff game in week 13 is very exciting.
Let's do some predictions. Who gets first? Who wins? Who is number first? And who gets the first?
I think it's the way it is right now. Blasi wins. The Alamo gets the first pick.
I think you get the first, and I am first, and that's my dream.
To win a championship and have the number one overall pick.
Yeah,
I think that's everybody's dream. That'd be.
I'll post a video of me drinking champagne if that happens.
So there you go. And I have no idea what the picks are at. No clue. No clue at all. We still didn't do last year's punishment. So who knows what shape the show will be next year. But the show will come back next year. I can guarantee that. It'll be bigger and better than ever. I keep getting better at doing video stuff. So who knows what's going to be next year? We might have a studio.
You might do fastest 2 minutes. No big podcast does that.
No, there's no fantasy 2 minutes. That would actually be a lot of fun. It's actually not a bad idea.
It would. We should do that. We should cut this part.